Welcome to your introduction to Blackboard. So you should have gotten an email with three links in it. One is your owner's link. This is the moderator link that gives you all the privileges as the teacher and should not be shared with anybody. The second is the participant link, and that's the one that is shared with your students or maybe with a parent if they want to have a parent-teacher conference or with a mentor. And then the third is your playback table link. And this is a link of all the recordings that you make so that you can go back and if a student needs to review something that you guys discussed in a study hall, then you can give them the link to that particular study hall and they can review everything that went on during that. And it also is a way for you to go back and look at maybe you forgot to take attendance or you forgot who was in that session and you want to document that, then you are able to go back to that particular date and review it yourself. So first thing you need to do as the moderator is get your owner's link. So that's that first link in the email and you'll paste it in a browser. And you can use any browser. You'll find the one that works best for you, whichever one loads faster on your computer and doesn't have you do all the updates and everything every single time you load Blackboard. And it varies from week to week, day to day. Some days you will have to update Java or other things, and it will give you messages to let you know. So you'll paste in your link, and you may get a message telling you you need to open meeting.collab, and that's fine. If you don't have the Blackboard Collaborate Launcher, it will tell you you need to download that as well. And that's about a 41 megabyte file. And as it downloads, you just wait, depending on the size or the speed of your internet. That could take anywhere from a couple of seconds to several minutes. So your Blackboard should start to launch. And this is what it looks like when it launches. So first thing you'll notice is your name appears up at the top, however it was entered into the system. You have the moderator off to the side, and the hand is raised. You can lower the hand easily by just clicking on lower hand right there in these buttons. So you have the emotions for the first button. Step away is the second button. So if you're holding a study hall and you need to get up for whatever reason and you're just stepping away for a few minutes, click that and it changes your status to away. Just make sure you click it again when you return. And then if a student has a question once they enter or as soon as they enter, that hand raises again. You can click it to lower it. And if you're asking questions, students can click the check mark and choose yes, no, or maybe no answer at all. Your main room controls. As the moderator, you have all controls already activated. The room, however, has no controls activated. So you can choose, maybe you automatically want your students to have the mic available. So you can click on the mic to have it available. And maybe you want to turn chat on. So they can immediately begin chatting in the main room and have mic privileges. That is completely up to you how you want to do it, and you can experiment. You'll also see this recording reminder off to the side. If you're just holding study hall and waiting for children or students to arrive, you don't need to start recording immediately. You could wait until a student comes in, has a question. You can record as soon as they enter, and that way it will record their session. So you can close this because the record button is also up here on the right hand side. If you have a slide, a PowerPoint slide, or maybe a presentation itself, maybe you're going to hold a tutorial. You've had several students with the same problem this week. You decided this study hall you're going to do a tutorial. You can upload a presentation. So you can do load content, locate your PowerPoint, and it will load. This could take anywhere from a couple of seconds to a couple of minutes, just depending on the size of your presentation. So it will load, and a page explorer will be available to let you see all your slides. So if you need to move from slide to slide, you can easily do it there. You have arrows also to choose from. When a student has entered and maybe they have a question and you need to share your screen with them, maybe you're demonstrating something, you have the application sharing button, very easy to get to right here. So you can click that, and then when you get the elevated privileges message, click OK. And now it's going to ask, do you want to share your entire desktop, or is there something specific you want to share? So you can share the entire desktop. Click share, and then everything is sharing. You will get a notification saying that you are sharing your desktop. And then to turn that off, you can go to Tools, Application Sharing, Stop Sharing. And then while this is shutting down, you can click the whiteboard and your whiteboard will appear again. There's also a web tour if you're wanting to take students to a specific website and have them follow along with you. You can click that, enter in the URL, and it will take them to it. And then you can check follow me, and they will have to follow along on their screens. And again, click that button to go back to the whiteboard. There are some other tools available. Audio and video are important. You should test your audio and video as soon as you get into the room. So when you see this part right here, click on this down option and you get all your settings. Audio Setup Wizard is the first one. Otherwise, you can go to Tools, Audio Setup Wizard. And this will run you through all the steps. First, it will run through speakers, give you a little listen to make sure you can hear and you can adjust it. Once you're able to do that, you can hit stop and answer the question yes or no. Next is your audio input, so your mic. Choose which one you want to use, click OK. Have it record something that you're saying to test the mic, and then it'll play back to make sure it has recorded. So if that worked, then you hit yes, and it tells you that audio setup is now complete and you are ready to work the room. So when you're in the room as moderator, you can't just automatically start talking. You do have to click talk, and once you click talk, your mic is activated. So you begin talking and they can hear everything. So you have to click it again for them to not hear you anymore. If someone else is talking to you and it's really loud, you can adjust your volume right here. If you can't hear them, but it's obvious that they're talking, try adjusting it louder. Pay attention to your chat buttons down here at your chat tabs. If one of them is blinking, that means someone has messaged you or has put in a message. Sometimes it'll be a private message just to you, so it'll come to the moderators tab instead of the room tab. You do have other tools available. There are some breakout rooms. You create breakout rooms and you can work it with a student one-on-one instead of them being out in the open. And that also gives them a chance maybe to ask you questions that they didn't want to ask in front of other students. You do have the option to turn off raise hand upon entering. So if you don't want that ding and a hand raised every time someone enters the room, you can turn that off after you've logged in. Here's an option under the moderator, allow new participants to enter session. That's automatically checked because when you are in your room, you kind of hope students will come and ask for help. However, if maybe you're having a parent-teacher conference or you're working one-on-one with a student and you do not want anyone else to interrupt you, or maybe you're holding a meeting of some sort, then you can enter the room and uncheck this after everyone is there that needs to be there, and no one else can enter. If someone has entered that you don't want to be there, then you can highlight their name, go to Tools, Moderator, and the Remove Participant will be lit up, and you can actually kick them out. There is a timer. If you're working on something and you want to set a timer for everybody, you can do that. So there's different options. You do have a webcam available to show yourself. You just want to be cautious using that. If students are in there and maybe one of your students has very low bandwidth, it can cause them to see a lag. So you either start sounding like a chipmunk or you start cutting out really bad. And sometimes it may stop completely for them. So just be cautious if you decide to use your webcam, and check with the students if they do enter. Ask them, are any of you having problems, or if you do start experience lag, please let me know. So that is an introduction to Blackboard Collaborate. If you have any other questions, you can always look at the Blackboard Collaborate website. They have lots of tutorial videos.